My name is spelled wrong.
Hello?
Good evening, Dr. Darden. Good evening, candidates.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Good evening. We are waiting for a few more people to join the call. We'll begin shortly. Mr. Jackson, looks like your camera is sideways.
Okay, I'll fix that.
Awesome. That did it.
Thank you.
Okay, we will begin. Hello, did someone say something? Okay, we will begin. Is there some feedback or is that, okay, looks like there's some feedback. Sorry about that. We will begin. We will be broadcasting this on Facebook Live so that we can get more of the public in the village of Robbins to view it. We're just waiting for that live broadcast to start. As soon as that live broadcast starts, we will begin. Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you all, and thank you to all the candidates for coming to the political forum for the Village of Robbins. We will be talking to candidates for the positions of mayor of Robbins, trustee, and also village clerk. This is a political forum. It's not a debate. It is not intended for this forum to be raucous, to point fingers, or to embarrass anyone. We want to have the candidates share their platform with the voters of Robbins and show how great and wonderful you all are. My name is Dr. Cornell Darden Jr. I am the publisher and CEO of the Southland Journal. I also want to thank the residents of the Village of Robbins for participating in this event. I think it's going to be awesome. I also would like to share that this event is live on Facebook. So keep that in mind. It is also live on YouTube, I believe. The event will be saved and recorded. It will be available on the Southland Journal's YouTube page, and it will be published in the Southland Journal as an article. I also would like to mention that I am a former resident of Robbins. I'm currently a property owner and taxpayer in Robbins. We do these types of events all the time, and this event is very special to me, as growing up and being born and raised in Robbins means a lot to me, and has made me who I am. I was born and raised on 135th and Woodline, the new projects, which is no longer there. And I'm very proud of my community. I want all the candidates to know that I love you all, and I wish all of you much success. I also would like to let you know that there are 3 predetermined questions that will be asked of each candidate in each of the races for mayor, clerk, and trustee. You all will have 90 seconds to respond to each questions and 60 seconds for rebuttal if required. We will have the editor-in-chief of the Southland Journal, Erica Chain, as the moderator. The rules will be read by Erica Chain when she starts. We will start with an introduction with each of the candidates. You have 90 seconds to do your introductions and share a general idea or concept of your platform with the public. If there are any questions, ask them now, and we will begin. Okay, if there are no questions, I will first ask the candidates to introduce themselves, and then we will have Erica. After everyone introduces themselves, we will have Erica give the rules, and we will begin the forum. Let's start with Mr. Gregory Jackson. Please introduce yourself and the office that you are seeking. Looks like you are on mute, Mr. Jackson.
Okay, am I off? Hello?
We can hear you now.
We can hear you now.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the Southland Journal for the opportunity to speak to the residents of the Village of Robbins. My name is Gregory Jackson, and I am a candidate for trustee for this village. My history starts in village on 139th and Grace. I was born and lived in Robbins at birth, and I have 10 brothers and sisters. I'm third generation Jackson. I was educated, my elementary education was here in Robbins, and graduated from Eisenhower before joining the military. I joined the U.S. Air Force, served in the Air Force before working various jobs, ending up at the post office, retiring from the post office, and going back to school. A bachelor's in psychology and a master's in rehab counseling. 2006, me and my wife, Catherine, we moved back to Robbins from Southern Illinois, and we've been here, bought a house, and We've been here trying to get involved in the village. I am happily married. I have no children, and I'm thankful for this opportunity to speak at this forum. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson. Next, we have Ms. Tiffany.
Good evening, everyone in Village of Robbins. Thank you, Dr. Cornell and the Southland Journal for having this forum today. My name is Tiffany Robinson, and I am running for the position of trustee in the Village of Robbins. I am a mother of 4, and I am also a Spanish teacher for Chicago Public Schools. What I plan to bring to the Village of Robbins, my platforms include education, because I believe that we have to educate each other. Each one, teach one, stay stronger longer. And so if we put each other on about the things that matter the most, that is what's actually going to help our village to progress to the next level. Another one, a piece of my platform is public safety. There's been a lot going on in the community. And so I believe that we need to actually have a vested interest in public safety. That's the police and also the fire department. The other platform that I am running on is also economic development. Right now, we have nothing in the Village of Robbins. You know, when I leave my house, I have to make a choice if I'm going to Midlothian, Alsip, or Crestwood. I would rather spend my hard-earned working dollars right here in my own community. So I like to see Claire Boulevard, 135th Street lined up with businesses, at least one grocery store, even if it's a certified store, where we can actually come into our own community, put the money back into our community, and we actually benefit from that tax base. And then my final platform is transparency. I think one of the reasons why the village is not moving forward as much as it possibly can is because we haven't had the level of transparency that we need. Not pointing any fingers. However, I think that as citizens, we need to be informed so that we can know what's going on in the community, and we will be able to support those that are trying to move things forward, such as Trustee Bryant. When there are initiatives that come up at these village board meetings, we need to know what's going on. If we don't know what's going on, there's no way we're going to be able to include our input. So as a mom, as a teacher, as a resident in the village, I am 100% committed to the people. I am committed to putting the trust back in trustees. We have to move our village forward. We have to make it do what it do, not just for
All
one.
right, you're over time. I'm very sorry. We're gonna have to stop you right there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tiffany. Next, we have Kaisha Carey Hill.
Hello, thank you, Southland Journal, for hosting this forum. I just want to give a little bit of background about myself. I am the granddaughter of Cool Breeze Clemens. I also attended Mary P. Moody Christian Academy up until 8th grade. I love to hear that education should be brought back in Robbins. That was my foundation. I also plan to restore agriculture. I just recently graduated from Illinois State University, majoring in dietetics, family and consumer science. In that journey, I fell in love with food, holistic healing, agriculture, land development. That's pretty much my platform. I've worked on the community garden, and I plan to expand on that moving forward. I'm running for village trustee as well. I don't have much to say, but I'm ready to work. I'm very committed, and I just wish Robbins to be restored to what it was when I was going to school growing up. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hill. Next, we have Ms. Deborah Yates.
Good evening. Yes, my name is Deborah Yates. I am running for re-election for the village clerk of Robbins. I have lived here all my life. I went to school in the school district of 143 and a half. I had the opportunity of also working for the school district of 143 and a half, 10 years of experience. I have 4 years of medical experience, and now I have 4 years of municipal clerk experience. I don't consider the clerk position a job. I consider it a mission. You have to have determination, unification, certification, collaboration, transformation, and beautification is what I'm hoping for the Village of Robbins. And my logo is to pressing Robbins to move forward with a vision. We must have a vision, and I do have that vision and legacy for the Village of Robbins. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Yates. Next, we have Mr. Darren Bryant.
Good evening. Good evening, all. First, praise to the Most High, from whom all my blessings flow through. Through His Son, I'm saved. I'm Darren E Bryant, 2021 candidate for mayor here in the Village of Robbins. Currently sitting trustee on the council board, and also served in the Park District as a commissioner as well. A little bit about my background. 2009, graduate of Dwight D. Eisenhower. 2014, graduate from Kentucky State University. 2019, graduate from Master's of Educational Administration from Governor State University. And 2020, Kentucky State University Distinguished Alumni Inductee. I currently teach at the Dwight D. Eisenhower High School. I've been in the education field for 7 years. I've coached football at Eisenhower as well. Business owner, CEO of Brother to Brother Enterprise Group, LLC, consultant real estate and printing. I think it's hard speaking after the candidates because they are the people, and the platform is what we need to get back to, which is the people. But before I indulge in grand schemes and ultimate plans, the main thing that I want to bring back to the Village of Robbins is basic government. And I think that's what we're really missing is basic financial reports, transparency in that regards, our operating budget. The Village of Robbins currently doesn't have an operating budget that's aligned to the appropriation budget. And that's a whole nother meeting we could have at a different time, appropriation and things of that nature. A comprehensive plan. And what I mean by the comprehensive plan, the last comprehensive plan we had was in 2007 by the Honorable Dr. Irene Brody. And my principal once told me that if I come into your classroom, I should be able to ask each student what's the learning intention. They should be able to know what they're learning today. I should be able to go to any citizen in the Village of Robbins and ask, where are we going? What's the plan? Because it should be a transparent plan from the top to the bottom. And once again, it's the people that's driving the plan. So establishing a comprehensive plan in which we all know where we're going. Because currently, I don't think I know. I sit on the board, and it's kind of sometimes hard for me to tell. Strengthening a strong police department. All right, the number one source that we can provide a citizen is safety, and that's number one on my agenda. And finally, getting some rectification on these water bills that's been hitting our citizens for the last 2 years with no plan. I know we're nearing completion, but still there hasn't been a concrete date to really talk to you all about. But that's a council meeting that we could discuss at a later time as well.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bryant, I got to stop you. You're over time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant. Next, we have Ms. Sharon Dyson.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Southland Journal, for hosting this forum. My name is Sharon Dyson. I am a lifelong resident of Robbins, married to my husband, David. We have 4 daughters and 2 grandchildren. Have lived here pretty much all my life, except about 6 years when we lived in Alabama, and I attended the University of Alabama. We've moved back here, been here since 1977, raised my children here. They also, two of them graduated from Illinois State. I graduated from Richards. Recently received my associates from Moraine just this past semester. So education, again, is very important. I am running for the office of village clerk. My plan is to restore full service to our citizens in the clerk's office. I want to bring full service amenities to not only our current residents, but our future residents, our business owners, because they deserve that service. I plan to restore the deputy clerk's position so that if I am out of the office, the deputy clerk would be able to provide excellent service to any of our citizens at all times with the service that they deserve. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Dyson. I believe that that was all of the introductions. If I am missing someone, please let me know. Okay, so we will begin. I will have Erica, the editor-in-chief for the Southland Journal, read the rules. I want to remind everyone that this is a political forum and it's not a debate. Please keep it cordial. If something does come up in which we feel that the other person or the opposing candidate may need to rebut, then we will do a rebuttal, but we will only leave it at one rebuttal apiece, and we will move on because this is not a debate. It is very unfortunate that all the candidates are not in attendance. This forum was set up to be accountable to the voters of the Village of Robbins. So I am very proud of the candidates who do think it's a good idea to be transparent and accountable to the voters. Erica?
Yes, I am here. All right. Let's get started. I'm gonna pull these notes up. All right, so like Mr. Darden said, this is not a debate. This is a forum. We collected questions from citizens and kind of went through them and compiled them into a series of very simple questions that we are going to ask of our candidates. Again, this is not something where we look to attack anybody or any particular person or position. We just want to know what you think, what you feel, and what you plan on doing. So when you are asked the question, some questions are for particular candidates or particular offices. Each candidate will have a 90-second response. I will let you know when you've used up 60 seconds. And once we have reached the 90-second mark, I will cut your microphone off and we will move on to the next candidate. If there is room for a rebuttal or another or if another candidate would like to respond once all candidates have gone, then we will do an additional 60 seconds of response time. I will let you know when 45 seconds have passed, and then at 60 seconds, your microphone will be cut off as well. I just want to remind everybody to be respectful. We're all grown-ups here, and we just want to do what's best for the city of Robbins or for the village of Robbins. And we are very happy that you all were able to join us on here tonight. And let's get started. All right, the first question is going to be for the clerk candidates. I will ask the question and then Ms. Yates, as incumbent, I will allow you to go first. What makes you qualified to hold the position of clerk for the Village of Robbins?
I'm qualified for my years of experience that I have doing a clerical job. Like I stated, I have worked for the school district 143 and a half, over 14 years of experience. I have worked in the hospital over 5 years with secretarial and administration experience. And now I have the municipal experience, which is going into my 4th year. So I think I am very qualified. I have critiqued myself in completing the clerk certification through Eastern Illinois University. I have received 5 completion certificates. I am also the FOIA officer, and I also have completed a certificate for Open Meetings Act. I think I have done very well as clerk, asking to be able to continue doing this job as a village clerk. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Yates. All right, Ms. Dyson, 90 seconds.
Yes, thank you. I have not had per se clerk experience, but I've had customer service experience basically my entire life. My dad was a business owner here in the village, Elder Snoddy, and I work with him, so I know customer service is very important. I worked for FedEx for over 23 years in some form of customer service, as well as retail and grocery store. I also am currently the executive secretary for the Robbins Historical Museum. So I have customer service skills, which are important. I have secretarial skills. And I think the combination of those two, I'm an avid learner. I love education. I know to learn new things. And I think I will pick this up very quickly. And with those skills, I think it will make the clerk's office even better. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dyson. My next question goes to the candidates for trustee. What makes you qualified to hold the position of trustee for the Village of Robbins? I'm going to start with Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson, I believe you are on mute.
Okay, am I off now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
I think I'm qualified. First of all, I think my father raised a hardworking group of young men and women. And I'll start there. After becoming a young man, I joined the military, moved away, started living life. And from there, I worked various jobs, teaching myself to run a small business that I had at one time. This was early in life. I eventually went back to school and earned a bachelor's degree in psychology, and from there I continued to where I have a master's in rehabilitation counseling. From there, I worked as a social worker for about 10 years, drawing experience on how to help the poor, how to help those in need.
You have 30 seconds left.
I think this village is in need of someone who can care about the residents. The residents, I think, are the core of this village. And if you can help the residents, you can help this village. This village needs more than just residential help. It has a bunch of economic development issues. And not only that, we have other issues with the administration. And I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Next, I have Ms. Robinson.
The qualities that I have that will make me an amazing trustee is that, first of all, I believe in us. I believe in the work that is set forth in front of us. I am also compassionate and very passionate about and transparency. You know, sometimes the truth hurts, but I think that if we're transparent and we're honest about what the village is doing and the direction that the village is going in, we will do an amazing job as the elected officials of the village. And last but not least, I'm also a team player. And when I say team, it's not
30
just about the
seconds.
mayor or the trustees, it's about the people. And so I am here because of the people, and that's the reason why I'm running. And so I think in being a team player, we must make sure that we remember our constituents, the people that put us in office and the reason they put us in office, and to get the job done, period.
Thank you very much, Ms. Robinson. We will move on to Ms. Hill.
Hello.
I believe that what makes me qualified for this trustee position is my integrity. I do things for people without anything in return. And with that being said, to offer that to this community would be a wonderful asset. There has been many things that we have done throughout the community, and I'm on the back end. I don't have to be on the front end of anything being done, but my heart is in it. My grandfather raised me here in this house on 135th in Lawndale, and I just feel like I was groomed for this as I came from Illinois State and didn't even know what I was doing at that time. But having these plans of a gardening, having these
30 seconds.
of eliminating the food desert. So it's just in me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Hill. All right. And that is everybody for trustee, I believe. Did I miss anybody? No. All right. The next question is aimed towards the mayoral candidates. Same question. What makes you qualified to hold the position of mayor for the Village of Robbins? And you have the floor, Mr. Bryant.
Once again, I have 6 years of experience in the political government of Robbins. And I'm also I service our students in our local school district. But I think timing also makes me qualified as well. I know you all can feel it. You know, if you can really search deep in your heart, look around what's going on in our country. We're in the middle of a revolution that's taking place across, not just in our nation, but across the world, where new leaders are coming up, and it's time to unite. And I will serve as the bridge that connects generations of Robbins, from our seniors to the next generation, who I have access to every day, in front of and stand before and be the image of Robbins for our future. So I think timing makes me qualified more so than the credentials, more so than the work that I have been doing. But you can't predict the time, and the timing is now, Robbins. The timing is now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant. All right, the next question is for our clerk candidates. What is the role of the village clerk, and what would you like to improve after the April elections if you are elected to office? Ms. Yates, you have the floor.
Yes. The rule for the clerk position is organization, meetings, agendas, filing of documents, the ordinances, mending ordinances, filing ordinances, keeping all the records, being a very good note taker. And what I plan to continue to do if I am elected as village clerk is to educate myself and be able to have more training. Training is much needed, especially since we are in the new century. We need to upgrade, the Village of Robbins need to upgrade so that we can be on the same pathway of the other towns in Illinois. My perception of Robbins is that we're kind of behind, and we really do need this upgrade. So with that training, I'll be able to implement it at the Village of Robbins. And that's just one thing that I want to do is upgrade the Village of Robbins. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Yates. You have the floor, Ms. Dyson.
Yes, thank you. What I would like to do, or the role of the clerk, as Ms. Yates said, is the role of taking care of the documents, the minutes, all the paperwork that goes into the village. I want to be I will be a full-time clerk, providing, like I said, that service that is required by our citizens. I also want to implement a process for verification and obtaining business licenses or permits for the village, a clear procedure for that. I want to have all correspondence coming through the clerk's office. I also want to create a link where all the vital information that our citizens need are on the website if they choose to go there for that information, because a lot of information is not disseminated to our citizens in a timely manner. Our agendas and our
30
meetings
seconds.
will be posted on time and correctly. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dyson. Ms. Yates, do you need time for a response?
I would love to respond. I would just like to respond in reference to, since I've been clerk, we do have an online network. So all our agendas and minutes are online and accessible. When it comes to the business and other forms and documents that goes on throughout the clerk's office, everything does come through the clerk office. All the documents are received, are filed, and in a timely manner, our responses are responded back
30
to
seconds.
responders. Thank you.
All right, and Ms. Dyson, would you like to respond?
No.
All right, thank you. The next question is going to be aimed towards the trustee candidates. What is the role of the village trustee and what would you like to improve after the April elections if elected? Oops, I'm sorry. Here we go. Trustee candidates. What challenges do you think the village of Robbins faces and what would you do to make things better if elected? I will start with you, Mr. Jackson. You're muted, Mr. Jackson.
Yeah, I'm here now.
Yes, you are.
And the question was again, please?
The question was, oops, I'm sorry. What challenges do you think the village of Robbins faces and what would you do to make things better if you were elected?
I was back here in 2005, and what I think the challenges of this village is that the residents are in need of someone to help them. When you look around at this village, the ordinances where the grass is overgrown, you may have someone who's taking care of their home, and then there's someone else who isn't. I mean, like the village may not cut the grass, it goes 3 feet tall at times. We have a serious homeless population. We have veterans that are homeless. We have individuals who have substance abuse problems that if it's cold like tonight, the best they can do is probably end up on the lobby of the police department and lobby, and that's not dignity. We have economic development issues here in this village where we have to leave town to get a sandwich. We have to leave town to shop.
30 seconds left.
And so I just think that the village is in serious need of care for its residents, care for the village itself. This village has to become attractive again in order to attract people to it. This village used to be booming, and now it's a bang. It's not running properly at all, and I think the village needs help, and I'm willing to help.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Ms. Robinson, you're up next.
Some of the challenges that I think the village faces include actually what's on my platform: education, economic development, transparency, and public safety. So you ask, what would I do to rectify these issues? Number one, and being transparent, I think that we definitely need to be a voice for the people. So we need to listen to them and act on that and such. People need to know what's going on in the community. So I'm willing to be a voice to make sure that people are aware of what's going on. Another part of that is that, you know, as a trustee, we should be initiating, considering, and voting on behalf of our constituents, not necessarily based on a personal opinion, but based on what our constituents that actually voted us in for. We need to do just that. Also, raising any questions that are raised by residents. I think one concern is that some of the residents feel like they have been brushed off, and that some of their questions and concerns that they've had have not been addressed. And so I think that's something that we definitely need to make sure going forward in the future that we address. We're listening to them, and I'm willing to do that. And then lastly, supporting any mission to move the village forward. Like, for real, people, we have to move the village forward. I'm dedicated and committed to that process by any means necessary, whatever it takes. Tiffany for Trustee 2021. Let's get it done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tiffany. I will allow Ms. Hill to go next.
Number one, can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Hello.
What challenges do you think that the Village of Robbins currently faces? And what would you do to make things better if elected?
Budget. Number one is the budget. We need to have a budget. We don't have a budget. We don't know where the money is being spent, what it's being spent on. So that's something that I think needs to be addressed immediately, to figure out a budget. Let's establish a budget. I don't have any more to add to that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Believe that is all the trustee candidates that I have on here. I didn't miss anybody, did I? No. All right. Mr. Jackson, would you like to respond to anybody's response to my question? I believe that was a no. What about you, Ms. Robinson? Any follow-up?
Yes, I agree with Ms. Kaisha Terry Hill that we do need a budget. I know that in the last few village board meetings, council meetings, let me be correct, that I attended, that there has been questions in regards to the budget, and there has been a lot of vagueness in regards to that. So I do agree with Ms. Hill that we do need to know how the money is being spent. We are receiving a lot of money in the village at this current time, and even before that. And I just think that from what has been shown to us, it's definitely not enough. We have received quite a few funds in the village. And I think that the people of Robbins is entitled to know how that money is being spent. When we get it, what was its intended purpose, and what did the village actually do when they were appropriated the funds as it relates to our village and also the citizens. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Hill, would you like any follow-up? All right. The next question is going to be aimed towards the mayor. What do you believe the role of mayor is, and what would you like to see the role of mayor become if you are elected to office? Mr. Bryant, you have the floor.
Okay, before I start, so I do want to clarify on what was stated in the last question. We do have a budget. We need an operating budget. We have the appropriation. We need an operating budget. So I just want to make sure the people is clear on what the trustees was referring to. Can you repeat that question? Because that was the first thing on my mind. I'm sorry.
No problem. What do you feel is the role of mayor? And moving forward, if you get elected as mayor, what would you try to take that role into?
We got to put Robbins to work. And just being honest, all this politics and stuff, it comes down to money. It comes down to how are we making the people's life better financially, to be able to live day to day. If you are not creating the whole citizen, and I don't want to get too much into my plans and things of that nature too early before a debate, but we're trying to create the whole citizen. And once again, through economic development, residential development, job creation through resources. It was stated earlier through trustee or candidate Jackson that we have a high poverty rate. That exact number is 38%. 38% of our town is at a poverty level. So we have to be a mechanism of resources, not necessarily at the top level government, but at low level government. It's time for the mayor to become, I'll turn this position back to the people's position, in which the people can look for me for resources and things to combat their day-to-day life. If we're not affecting your day-to-day life, then these positions really don't matter. You know, it's about progress and financial stability and creating home ownership, where 41% of our village doesn't own homes. So we got to offer programs to combat that. Don't get me started tonight now. Don't get me started. But that's just a little bit on what I want to touch on without getting too in detail. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bryant. And since we've already got you on the floor, I'm going to follow up with, what would you like to improve after the April elections if you get elected?
Can you get a little deeper with that? Improve what? What are we talking about?
Any goals that you have for the Village of Robbins and what you plan on doing?
Once again, back to the ABCs. You know, I don't want to get too I do have a complex plan, but you gotta make sure the foundation of the village is right for the water infrastructure. Granted, we are in the water meter installation process, but we still got to focus on the infrastructure as well. That's a whole separate process. You know, even with the street resurfacing, you know, we have water main breaks, and the reason why this is so important is because we do streets, but we dig them back up because there's a break underneath it. So the money we spend to resurface streets, it's not lasting effectively. Another thing I want to improve on is, once again, the plan. You know, you got to have a plan to know where you're going. You know, I'm a teacher. Once again, I plan my day every day. Every day I got to have a lesson plan.
30 seconds left.
Come on, I need 60. But every day I have a lesson plan, you know, and that's what I want to use the village as, is taking that same structure in the classroom and applying it to the village. We haven't had the plan every day in the village hall. What's the plan today? Department heads, what are we going to accomplish today? What's the weekly goal? And finally, hold on. Let's talk about the finances again. We got to have quarterly goals. I look at my bank statements every day. I won't say every day, but frequently, right? We got to establish quarterly goals. We got to establish yearly goals. We got to have goals. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. And this next question is aimed towards the trustees. Could you please explain what you believe the role of trustee is within the Village of Robbins? I'll start with you, Mr. Jackson.
Okay, thank you. I think the role of the trustees, is that the question? What is the role of the trustee?
Yes, sir.
The role of the trustee is to caretake for the village, caretake for the residents, to make sure that the village operates in a transparent way. You bring programs, especially to a village like Robbins, a village that really needs help. The surrounding communities aren't going to reach back and give us not one dime of what we spend on in their villages. And we have to find a way as trustees, as a good team. We need a good team to work together to bring resources to this village so that we don't have to shop outside this village as often. There's going to be some. I mean, that's a given. But the fact that we have to spend every dime that does not go to rent or gas or light outside of this village is really troubling. And I think the trustees have a duty to take care of the citizens of this Robbins the best way they can. As a group, the whole team, the administration, us all, we have to work together to bring some love to this village because this village is hurting. This is our home. This is my home, and I'm not going nowhere. And I am running for trustee. This is Greg Jackson. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. All right. Ms. Robinson, you're up next.
Yes, I think that as I agree with everything that future trustee Jackson just said, but I also want to add that, you know, I think that it is definitely in our best interest, invested interest, to make sure that we are taking care of all parts of the jurisdiction and making sure that it is well maintained and cared for. So that includes our people. I remember when I went to go file, Clerk Yates, current Clerk Yates, explained the process to me. I thought that that was a part of her job. She was showing that she cared, and so I appreciated that. And so I think that needs to transcend into all different facets of the government. And I think that also, first and foremost, we have to be a voice for the people. It cannot be a personal decision. We have to make sure that we are listening to our constituents and that we're actually following through with the things that they're saying, because ultimately they're putting us into office. We didn't get there by ourselves. So I think that we need to make sure that we're listening to them and we address the concerns that are raised by them, and we take care of them more than anything. You know, there is no I in team, and we definitely need the people in the village to help us move and drive the village forward. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and now Ms. Hill.
I'm hard to follow up after that. I believe everything that they said, and I just want to add the budget aspect. I feel like a trustee is to make sure that whatever budget we set forth, it's being followed through all the way. Let's know where the money is being appropriated to. Let's bring some order to the budget. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Do any of the trustees feel like they need to respond to anybody?
I would like to respond to Ms. Hill. I would like to say that I also agree. Current trustee, future Mayor Bryant, he made it clear that it was an operating budget, and I also agree with that. I think that some of the money that has been spent, there has been some documents posted in the Robbins Connections group that people really need to be paying attention to. We have money, like we're paying our village administrator almost $80,000. That's a lot of money for one person that I don't know if he's full-time or not. Anyone that's currently sitting in the village can correct me or not, but that's the position where we can actually have two positions. And you know what? We have a lot of qualified people in the village. We don't need to go outside our community to get people to get these jobs done. It's about training. And it's very apparent that some people don't know what's going on because things are operating the way that they are. And I think that we can appropriate the funds that we have and take a look at some of these salaries and really put that money to work for the people in the village of Robbins. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Jackson, would you like to respond?
Thank you. I agree with, I just want to follow up with future Mayor Bryant was saying about goals. We do need to set many goals in the village of Robbins, because there's not going to be a magic wand. We're not going to be able to all of a sudden pick this village up off its knees and stand us up. It's going to take a while, and it's going to take goals. It's going to take a team effort. And that's what it's going to take, goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Ms. Hill, anything else to add?
No, I believe it's a basis. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. The next question is aimed at the trustees. What challenges do you believe that the Village of Robbins and the Office of Clerk currently faces? And what would you do to change things for the better if you were elected? I will start with you, Ms. Yates.
I'm sorry, what did you say? I thought you addressed it to the trustees. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I'm sorry. That's my fault. I'm sorry. This is for the clerk candidates, I'm sorry. What challenges do you think that the Village of Robbins and the office of the clerk currently faces? And what would you do to make things better if you were elected?
Some of the challenges that I have faced as village clerk is just networking with the employees at the village is something that is a must. And presently, that is not what has taken place in the Village of Robbins. We are a team, we're under one municipality, and I feel that we should all be working, collaborating, and working together. That's the only thing that's going to move this village forward is by being unified and being transparent. And you have to have that determination. No matter what you come into counter with, you have to be focused at all times. Let nothing distray you from your behavior or your work ethics. And I just wanted to state on behalf of Ms. Robinson, she inquired about the position. All positions in the Village of Robbins are part-time. Even the clerk position is a part-time position, but the work ethic is a full-time position. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Dyson?
Yes, thank you. Again, following up with Clerk Yates, Madam Yates, about working together. That is key to the village running properly. And although I'm not an employee there, I can see evidence and I hear from citizens that the foundation is not a strong one in the village. There's a lot of, I guess you want to say dissension or whatever. There's not a lot of teamwork there. And you need that for things to run properly. Although the clerk's office is one of record keeping and that type of thing, but there are other parts of the village that rely on the clerk's office to run properly. And when you don't have that cooperation between the different departments in the village, there's a problem, and that problem comes back to the citizens, and it's a headache for the citizens. That's what will work to resolve, to have a working relationship with each department, including the mayor and the administrator, to have the best service possible for our citizens, because that's what they deserve.
Thank you, Ms. Dyson. Ms. Yates, would you like to follow up? I'm sorry, Ms. Yates, you're on mute.
Right. Yeah, just to collaborate and relate to what she just stated. But you, as I was always raised, you have to have your house in order. So the village needs order for us to communicate within our citizens, and we are a reflection of what the citizens see. So if they see that we don't have things together, we're a reflection of them. So we do need to get our house in order. Thank you.
Thank you. Any follow-up, Ms. Dyson?
Yes, again, if that foundation is crumbling, the house is not going to stand too well. So order and service is the call of the day.
All right. Thank you. We are running out of time. We are up to our hour. So following up, we will have each of our candidates give a quick 60 seconds or less closing remark. I will start with the Office of Mayor and Trustee Bryant.
Once again, thank you to the Southland Journal, Dr. Darden. Thank you to the citizens of Robbins. Thank you to the candidates that sit on the forum with me. Together, we will move Robbins forward. Together, we will bring the change and the progress that we want to see. I'm Darren E Bryant, candidate for mayor, member of the community campaign. April 6th, we need you to reclaim and restore Robbins with us, okay? Financial transparency, following and upholding the ordinance of licenses, putting Robbins to work, creating a plan for economic development, bringing the whole child and the whole citizen into the community, transforming our CETA building into a resource building. Look, y'all. April 6, 2021, Darren E Bryant, candidate for mayor. God bless y'all. Be safe for COVID. If you need anything, 708-297-7692, 708-297-7692. Follow me on Facebook, Trustee Bryant. Thank you. Be blessed.
Thank you very much for joining us tonight, Mr. Bryant. Next, we will go on to our trustee candidates. I will start with Mr. Jackson. You're on mute, Mr. Jackson.
I appreciate the question. I'm trying to get off mute and get frustrated.
Not a problem. We are just doing closing remarks, 60 seconds to say anything else you would like to before we close out.
Well, basically, is what I like to say about this campaign is that I got into this campaign because I really love this village. I live here. I moved back here, and it's been slow. Nothing's been going on. It seems like there's no transparency at the village hall when it comes to if you ask for a freedom of information, a FOIL request, you will not get it. It's just not transparency going on in the village right now. I think that the village has again, in my heart is social work. I think they're working with those individuals like the homeless, those veterans. I see that we have youth that has no job training programs coming to village. There's no signs or no flyers or no notices for our youth to get apprenticeship programs or anything like that. Our seniors, our shut-ins. There is no list at the village, I don't think, that says who may need help. I hear that they say if you know someone needs help, but I think the village needs to have a plan for those individuals that may be shut-ins and need help getting out with this COVID right now. Who's taking these people to get vaccinated? Are anyone asking them about, do they want to get vaccinated, those people to shut in? No. And so I'm not going to just say no, but not that I know of. And so I think that the village in itself just needs a team that cares about this village. We can work as one, respect each other, talk to each other, discuss, research our plans, set some goals. I think this village can come about. I mean, I moved back here and I expected growth. There were building homes and we had a choice to move elsewhere, but I wanted to move home. This is where I was. My first address was on Grace Street. I have 10 brothers and sisters. I'm a third generation Jackson. There's 3, 4, and 5. That's what's left. And I'm in that third generation, which means I'm an elder now. I need to do what's best for my family. Robbins is my family. I would just like to have an opportunity to sit on the board, to work for this village. I'm at that time of the life where I'm retiring and I have enough time, I have enough effort, and I'm smart enough. If you give me enough opportunity, vote for me on April 6th. My name is Greg Jackson, and I am running for trustee of this wonderful village. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. All right, next we have Ms. Robinson.
First and foremost, I want to thank the Southland Journal for hosting this forum. As a lifetime resident, as well as a member of All Nations Worship Assembly, a mother, a highly qualified teacher, a Yale teaching fellow, a current Yale teaching fellow, I am dedicated and committed to serving you guys with excellence, every citizen in the village of Robbins. You know, the reason that we're here is because of the people. We're not doing it for ourselves. We're doing it because we know that there are people out there that need their voices to be heard. And so you guys are going to go to the polls on April the 6th, 2021 and vote Tiffany Robinson for trustee, because I have your back and I'm going to make sure that if you guys have any concerns, that they will be addressed. They will not be swept under the rug. At the village board meetings, you guys will have a voice. We will make sure that every resident that has a concern will be heard. That's important. That's the reason why we're actually functioning as a village. It's not because of a handful of people. It takes everybody. And so I'm willing to put the work in. I have energy for the ministry. Each one, teach one, stay stronger, longer. We got to do it together. As future trustee Jackson said, together everybody is going to achieve more. And I'm willing to put the work in, be dedicated, be a liaison to the Spanish speaking community, porque soy bilingüe, I am bilingual, and we are going to make it do what it do. April the 6th, 2021, Tiffany for trustee. Let's get it done. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Robinson. And then I have Ms. Hill.
Okay, just as a closing remark, I just want to let everyone know that I have created a Meals on Wheels for Robbins, which serves the seniors shut-in or whoever wants a free meal delivered to your door every Sunday, home cooked meal, and it'll be over in April. Unfortunately, not a lot of people have known about it, but this is an opportunity to spread that word and get it out there. My food is delicious and it's free to you, and I will bring it to you. So Meals on Wheels for Robbins has been created and functioning. And if you want to sign up, you can go on my Facebook page. The flyer is there and the information is there for anyone in need. Okay. That's the reason why I'm running for trustee, because I do things like that. Doesn't have to be publicized to the world, but it's there for anyone that needs help. I'm here. So please vote for me April 6, 2021 for Village Trustee so that I can continue to do the things that I have been doing for this community. Also, I have, give me some of those seeds. I've started my seeds for the garden. I'm so excited. I've been researching and doing everything for it. So we'll have birds and butterflies. We'll have hummingbirds coming by. And isn't that going to be so beautiful to see over the time frame of the summer? So I'm excited, regardless if I make trustee or not, I'm doing this. And that's why I believe I should be voted in, because it doesn't take a title for you to do what work needs to be done. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. All right. Ms. Dyson?
Thank you so much. I was getting so excited about Kaisha and Hagar. Sorry about that. Yes. Thank you so much, Southland Journal, for having this forum for us. Thank you for everyone that's participated. I'm so excited to look forward on April 6th that all of my cohorts here, that we will be working to move this village forward with the things that are necessary. I'm looking forward to getting in the clerk's office and making the changes that's needed, working with every department to give that exceptional customer service that our citizens and our business community deserves. I'm just excited about the future of Robbins, of what we can accomplish moving forward. And thank you all. Be blessed. Be safe.
Thank you, Ms. Dyson. And last but not least, we have Ms. Yates.
Yes, I would just like to say thank you for this opportunity of being a part of this quorum. I would like to thank Southland Journal. I'm asking for you to re-elect me as village clerk to continue the job and the task and all the hard work and work ethics that I have put forth to make the changes in the clerk's office, all the procedures, protocols. I want to continue doing it. It's much needed in the village of Robbins. I want to be able to work as a team. My logo is everyone achieves more. And I believe in that, and I want to continue that. I'm asking you to vote for me April the 6th, 2021, so I can continue my work ethic. And I do have the vision for the village of Robbins. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any closing remarks, Dr. Darden?
I would just like to say good luck to all of the candidates. I think you all did a phenomenal job. Also, I know there's a bunch of responses on Facebook. You guys may want to go and check out what some of the residents and stakeholders of Robbins are saying. Also, we are more than willing to do another political forum if the voters of the village of Robbins so wishes. So if we get enough interest, we will host another one. Thank you, and I wish you all a great night.
All right, thank you very much, candidates. It was a
Thank
pleasure
you.
seeing you all today. we will be in touch if there's another political forum that we will schedule. But it's looking like there might be. So check your inboxes, and we will see you soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Adios.
Stay safe. Have a nice one.